So today I am back in the studio. The last few videos I have been out and about traveling, which has been very lucky. And if you haven't seen those videos, I'd encourage you to check them out. There were some really awesome photos I took. But yeah, we're back in the studio today and I thought it'd be a really cool opportunity to go over with you my top 5 travel photography accessories that I think will really help. I used these all on the last few trips I went on. And so I wanted to share with you these, and they're, to be honest, like really simple, easy accessories to pick up. They're not awfully expensive either, so I definitely think you're gonna see a lot of value when you do pick any of these up. So jumping in, the first accessory would be investing in a good bag or a sling. For a while, I was kind of against the sling in photography. I thought it made me look like a 40-year-old on his first holiday. I wasn't about them, but then to be honest, like they started looking a little bit better and I just fell in love with the convenience, which is probably what all the older togs out there do. But I was really surprised at how nice it was to use. So I did actually invest in a Peak Design sling. It was this Peak Design 6 liter, can't remember the name of it, but I will leave a link of everything down below. But all I'm saying is that having a good sling really made traveling and with my cameras and all my equipment a lot nicer. The reason I picked up this sling in particular was the fact that Peak Design lets you modulate the actual sling itself, so you can fit your lenses, your cameras, your wallet, your phone, like in different positions, and that's definitely one of the reasons why this is a little bit pricier. But to be honest, like I'm pretty happy with it, and just the style alone is a really good excuse to pick it up. Peak Design have some different sizing options, which is also handy for the photographers out there. I got the 6 liter one because I shoot on smaller cameras, the mirrorless systems, the Fujis, and also my film cameras. And like I said, it's the fact that you've got a solid, reliable bag is one of the better investments and better accessories you can make. The fact that it's a sling is even better because then you can take it with you, leave it in the car, use it along while you're walking around and have quick access to your cameras is also great. The next accessory that I think is gonna be really handy to you travel photographers and other photographers out there is a portable charger. So about 2 weeks ago in my video where I went to Lights Beach, I don't know if you saw, but my Fuji's batteries actually died on me whilst out shooting, and that was a real pain, but I did have this. So this is a, what is that, 26,800 milliamp portable charger. It's from a brand called CarMast. You could pick them up, I guess. They're really, really good. The reason I picked up this one was that it's got a ton of different ports that you can charge different things at the same time. I was really impressed with the fact that I could charge not only my camera batteries, but also my phone at the same time. And having a portable charger like this is really handy when you're out traveling. You're not always gonna have access to an outlet. You might be on a hike where you need to charge up your phone so you can get some nice photos up top. And in my case, when I was out and about, I didn't have a charger for the car, but I did have the cord that fit into the portable charger here, so it made things a whole lot easier. And so having a portable charger that you can put in your sling or your camera bag is definitely something that I would recommend, because you never know when you're going to need it. And making sure you have these things, they're not awfully expensive either. I think I got this for around 60 Australian dollars from memory, don't quote me, but I'll leave the links below and you can go check them out for yourself. But I've definitely seen a lot of value in keeping this bigger one around, because it not only lets me charge my my gear, but also lets me charge my phone and even my laptop if I ever needed it. Okay, the next accessory that I want to talk about that will help you as a traveling photographer is an SSD. For those of you that don't know, an SSD stands for solid state drive. So this is like a hard drive, except it looks like this, or this actually, two different products, but they're just insanely small hard drives. And that is the point. The reason behind that is the fact that they don't have a spinning disc on the inside. That's why they can be so much smaller. The reason that I'd recommend this to photographers other than a hard drive is that they're a lot more reliable. There's not as many things that can break. So when you're out and about and these are swinging around in your bag, like they are in mine at least, like you can kind of rely on them not to break as easy as hard drives may. And also the fact that they're so much smaller, they're gonna be a lot easier to bring along with you. You can get a variety of different brands from like SanDisk to Samsung, and also tons in the middle that aren't awfully expensive either. I think I picked up the SanDisk on special for around 120 bucks for a 500 gig. So definitely would recommend sticking to the lower end of the storage size. The main reason for this is it's kind of like a little kick in your own butt. By having a smaller storage, you're not going to be able to keep as much on it, so you're going to actually have to back it up properly. So with the SSDs, my workflow is I use these when I'm out and about on the go. They're a really great thing to plug in into my laptop, and I can just back up the photos or videos from the day But when I come back to the studio, I need to kind of back them up onto a regular hard drive, which is why I keep these so small. So that is a deliberate thing I do, and it's something that I'd recommend because it means that you kind of need to keep up your backing up process. Now, I realize you might not have a backing up process, but just at least having at least more than one copy, so one is none, and thinking of that, you'll definitely be reminded to back these up properly. But having an SSD is a really great investment. You're gonna love how fast they are, how small they are, and again, I would just recommend putting them in your sling or your bag when you're out and about so you can actually back up your photos while you go. So the fourth tip is one that isn't as techy and it's pretty basic, but it's something I think I should say, and it's actually Google Maps. So I'm sure all of you use Google Maps or at least Apple Maps on your iPhones and Samsungs or whatever you've got, but using Google Maps I found to be really beneficial when you're out traveling. The main reason is the fact that you can save your maps offline based on what region you want to visit. So you can head into the app and then download particular regions or areas on the map and save them offline. Now, I don't know if this is common knowledge. It probably is, but I wanted to put it in because I really didn't know about it up until about a year or two ago when I was going on trips with friends and they were downloading the maps. It was back in Canada actually. And my buddy Imri, he was all over it, and I thought to myself, like, wow, I need to be doing this. So something I wanted to pass on because I think it's a really valuable tip that not everyone knows about. If you're traveling here in Australia in particular, you'll know that if you leave anywhere out of the cities, you're not gonna get much service or coverage. So having the maps downloaded on your phone is a really handy thing to do. And also for the photographers, being able to mark and search up roads or spots for sunset and sunrise offline is really beneficial because the last thing you're gonna want is trying to find service in the middle of the night or right in the early hours of the morning and you're trying to get to a location. So that is just like a really easy tip. I guess it's not really an accessory, but I thought I'd throw it in because it's definitely something that I use all the time. And ahead of any trip, or if I'm in Wi-Fi before going out the next day, I'll always be sure to download the maps because then it means when I'm out and about, I don't really need to worry about it. And plus I can kind of save some money on my data. The final accessory that I would recommend to any traveling photographer is quite analog. It's not really a bit of tech. So if you want to get out of this video now, I totally understand, but this is actually to get a really, really good notebook. Reason I would suggest having one of these in your arsenal and in your kit is the fact that you can write down everything you do as you go along. I've been bringing notebooks with me on my travels for the last 5-6 years, pretty much since I started. First time I moved over to Europe to do my university, I invested in it and I just literally wrote down what I did every day. It seems like a really basic thing and something that not everyone would be totally into, and I wasn't at the start, but I really did force myself to commit to writing every day what I was doing. And now that I can look back like 5 years, 6 years down the line, I can look back at what I was doing and really enjoy those memories. From a photography point of view, it's the exact same thing. So a lot of the spots I went to that I did start and where I kind of got into photography, I could see where I went for sunrise, where I went for sunset, what camera I shot on, what kind of things I was looking for. And being able to write down your trips, your adventures in a little book as a photographer is honestly one of the more rewarding things to go back and look at. It's a really great way at disconnecting from all our notes that are in the cloud, all our photos that are in the cloud. And it's just an easy way, it's super cheap and it's super easy to just write out what you're doing. And you don't need to be really poetic about what you're writing. I know I certainly am not, but if you want to be, like, do you? But for me, it's just literally a document of everything I do. And on these trips in particular. So I can't say I do it all the time here when I'm on my day-to-day life, but when I'm out and about writing down where I've been, where I've gone, particularly the locations I photograph is definitely something I found really rewarding in my whole process because it's something analog, it's offline, and it's something I do enjoy. I'll leave all the links below and you can go check them out. Like I said, you don't need to get the exact ones. I'm sure there are better ones, there could be, but these are probably the cheapest ones when I bought them based on how I like to shop. But yeah, go check them out. And I do hope you found some value in this little top 5. I know these are quite easy to watch. But yeah, it was really fun putting this together because I think these will really help you and anyone who watches on your next photography trip. And if you did enjoy this whole video, be sure, like I said, to like and subscribe. It would be awesome to keep this going. We're getting some really cool messages on Instagram, so be sure to keep them coming because it's always lovely to hear from you guys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next video.